Okay. Can't do much about the participation limit. Those who have joined.
मैं कह रहा था मैं तो जान दूंगा बट अभी शेयरिंग कर रहा हूँ जरा
Aditya, you have to mute. Yeah, please make sure you mute. If you want to ask a question, you can unmute and then mute again so that others won't get disturbed. Yeah, so we are in the week 2 of our course on uh, Python programming, data structures. So, uh, share the screen. Yeah, yeah. We'll come to the questions. Uh, First, we will see what we have discussed in this week, and then we will look at some examples and try to retrieve what we have learned during this week. And then we will go to your questions. During that, also we can continue. But yeah, first I will let me round up what we have learned. So yeah, this is the week 2 of our course. So week 3 lectures have also been released. But yeah, this problem solving session is for week 2. And in this week, we have covered various aspects of Python. So we have just started learning Python uh, in this week. What are the different basics like the ABCs of Python? You can say those things we have started learning in this week, and we have went ahead like with lot of things. So first we in the first lecture we saw about what is assignment statement, basic types present in Python like int, float, bool, and then we went into the lecture 2, which is also uh, introducing another type, quote unquote type. Type means like a data type or whatever you can say. So in lecture 2, we are learned about strings, and then we went to a uh, kind of a data type uh, in Python, which is called a list. So then we went into control flow. So here we saw how to use conditionals and also loops in Python, like what is a while loop, what is a for loop. And then we also, in lecture 5, we learned about functions. So what are the uses of functions, like how to define a function, and what are the things which you can do with function, like with few examples. And lecture 6 basically had some examples which covered these things. So yeah, this is what we did in week like say week 2 of our lecture week 2 of our course on programming data structures and algorithms using Python. And there are, you can see, there is a week 2 quiz, which I think you have to submit it by day after tomorrow, I guess, 5th of Feb. Yeah, no, it's 4th of Feb. So to by tomorrow, 11:59 p.m., you have to submit this week 2 quiz. There are a few simple questions, like you can just execute this, and also like I would say don't go to Python and run this and execute. First, you try to understand what these statements are trying to uh, do here, and based on that, you can try to say which is the answer just by looking at them. You don't need to run them. Uh, that is a good way of learning, because you try to get the answer by yourself by looking at this code, and then you get some answer. Let's say you guess, or like you infer some answer, and then after that you go to Python and run it. Then see if that is matching your predicted answer or not. So then you can by doing this way you can understand uh, where you are going wrong in inferring the program, like how, like you can learn the flow of the programming and logic by doing this. So first you look at this program and try to answer the question just by looking at it, not by running, just by looking at it, and then you go and run and try to verify your answer by running in Python. So like there are four questions, easy questions, like you can just run them, and also as I've said, just predict the answer by yourself and then run. So do that. That will be a good exercise for your mind to learn things, and it will help you a lot. That is the thing you have to do. Like you should not blindly go and run them, because that will not lead to any learning. Mm, yeah. And then we have a programming assignment uh, in this week. Yeah. So you can see there are three questions in which first question is like if there is a positive integer m, uh, like let's say 6, 188, or 1000, you have to tell whether it can be expressed as a uh, squares of three uh, sum of three squares. Means let's say if you have 6, let's say, can you represent 6 as a sum of three squares? Means three different numbers, like that. So can you do that? That is this. Like let's say 6, you can do like uh, mm, for instance 2 is there. Can you represent 2 as sum of three squares? So yes, you can do that. You can take 0 square plus 1 square plus 1 square. Similarly, you can also do for 6. Let's say you can do 1 square plus 1 square plus 2 square. So 6 can be represented as a sum of three squares. So 188 is something which cannot be done. But there is an algorithm to find out this, how you can find out, how you can tell if a number can be represented as a sum of three squares or not. That is the legendary three square theorem. So if you click on this on the in the assignment, it will lead you to this Wikipedia page. You can read about it. So this is the uh, legendary theorem. So you have to use this. Jaya Narayan, yeah, thank you. So you can see, you can read about this and then you can do the coding. Okay. And then second thing is you have to write a function for like uh, you have to write a function to check if there are some characters in a string which are repeating. So let's say ZB percentage 78. In this, no character is repeating. Yeah, Jainaran, please don't unmute. I will ask when I'll be taking questions, then you can unmute. Yeah. So then here you can see in this open bracket 7 close bracket open bracket a. So this is a string. These characters are a string. So in this, if you want to see if there is a character which is repeating, here you can see open bracket is repeating. So first and second. So it is repeating. So that's why the function should give an output false. So if there is nothing which is repeating, then you should give an output true. So that you have to do. This is the second. Like for that you have to write a function rep free. So you have to define a function for all the three things, for all the three questions. So you have to no Hasini. Here this below this programming assignment, you can see there is a window. Select the language for select the language for this assignment. You have to click here. You can see Python 3 appearing. Click on Python 3 and there will a window will appear. A window will open. A blank space will open. There you have to write. There you have to write three functions. Whatever. Like uh, first question you will write a function. For second question you will write a function. Yeah, it will be marked. Uh, for third question also you have to write a function. So all the three functions you have to write. You should only define the functions. You should not write any test cases and all. You should just write the function. Define function name, whatever the function is there, then return some value, whatever it has been asked. That's it. Yeah. So all the three functions you have to, yeah. Akanksha, this assignment is deadline is tomorrow, 4th of February. Yeah. So
Sir,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
the three functions with the example they have given, so we have to write with our own test cases.
No, you should just write. Let's say you have a function, right? First function is what is the name of the first function? 3 squares. You should write 3 squares and let's say some m. And then you will write line 1, line 2. I'm just writing here. I'm just giving some comments. And then like after some lines, like you have to return some value, right? For the function, that return value, some value, or like true or false, something. So like this, you have to write the first function, and then you have to write the second function and third function. You should not write any test cases here. Test cases are already given. Then after you write the function, you compile and run to check if your
Each
function
and every
is
function we have to compile separately and run.
no. All the functions you have to put at once. All the functions you write at once. Then after that you compile and run. Okay.
Okay, sir.
For all the three questions, you have to write the functions at once, not one by one. Okay.
Sir,
Yeah. Yeah.
sir, in question number 3,
Hmm.
so we have to return if there is a hill or a valley, we have to return true, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
In the test case number 9,
Hmm.
there is a valley at a index number 5.
Yeah.
Valley is there. We have to return true. Expected output should be true, but it is given as false.
Expected output is true. 1, 2, 3. It goes down. 3, 2. See here, you can see
Sir.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is going up. Okay. Then after that, it is from here coming down. Yeah. This is a hill. Okay.
Yeah.
After that, you can see here. You can see here it is again increasing,
So
and it is again.
There is a hill, there is a valley, and a hill.
Yeah, yeah. But
then the expected output should be true.
oh, okay.
In the question, it is given as like expected output is given as false.
No, but this is not a hill. Like only if hill is there or valley is there, then your program should give true. Okay. It should not be like hill valley. For that case, it should not give anything. For that case, it should give false.
Only hill or a valley should be there. Only one in such a case should be there.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
In three functions, when I write three functions in the given space together, I try to compile and run it. shows error in test cases, because you might have some errors in your test cases.
Sir,
Yeah, yeah.
sir, these three function we can write test in that Anaconda navigator also, right?
Yeah, yeah, you can write those functions there,
Compile and
try there,
okay.
test there, and then you can paste here.
Okay, sir. Or directly we can write here also, both.
Yeah, you can do whatever. Like I would say just first you write in the Anaganda navigator, try if your functions are working, then you try and uh, paste here and see if the test cases are running or not. Yeah,
But the example which are given in the assignment, it is example, right? Sir? Test cases.
yeah. No, what examples? This
These are
one
all given below
here.
below
These examples you are saying.
because I joined late, sir. So first, what did you tell? I missed out.
Okay, okay. It's like you just have to write the functions here. Okay, you just have to write the functions. These are just examples. You should not worry about them. Like
Okay,
yeah, like you can take these examples and test in your Anaconda navigator. Yeah,
okay, sir.
yeah. Uh, See, Ashish, this assignment scores will appear after the due date is over. Okay. Oh, if I individually run the function, it doesn't show the error. Okay. But okay. After, no, no, you will not be able to see the private test cases. That will be in the backend. So public test cases, if they are passing, then it's fine. uh, I don't know, Chandini. Why is it happening for you? You just have to write the functions and not anything. Okay. You should not uh, you should not write any other thing. You should not run the functions. You should not do that. You should just write the function definition. I don't know what is like. There might be some errors. Otherwise, like functions should run. Yeah, this is available in YouTube, and also you can go through the course page uh, and check whatever is there. Okay. Kavya, see, I cannot repeat what like has been told till now. I was just going through what we learned in this week. Not much has been told. Like I'm just starting, so don't worry. You can uh, see if you want to revise things. Like you can watch this tutorial again in YouTube to see what happened in the session backwards. So I will be uploading this session after this is completed in YouTube. Uh, like you can also, yeah, I will just give the YouTube link to if you go. See, this is my channel, and you can access the videos here. Okay, and also you can find this in the course page also. Yeah. Any Any Chandini, hope you sort out that problem. As I've said, just write the functions. Don't write anything else. And yeah. So, Krishna, what do you want? What next? You are asking. Tell me. Yeah. So try to do that assignments. Yeah. I will discuss. This session will go on till 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. So till 9 p.m. we will be discussing the week 2. We'll see. We'll try to run and see what we have learned in this. So code. This is week 2. Week 2 problem solving session. So in the first lecture, we have seen about Deepak. See, there are 3 functions. Okay, you have to write these 3 functions. Like there are 3 questions. For each question, there is a function you have to write. So then after that, you go to the bottom of the page. After the third question, you can see select the language for this assignment. Click here, click Python 3, and then you have to write 3 questions. You don't need to write it here. Like you can write somewhere outside also. Test it on your computer, and then you can write here. That also you can do. So second question is what is that? Rep free. Rep free. Rep free, and you give some string, right? You give some string, some input you give, and then again you will write some lines of code like this. Something you will write. There are, and then your function will return something after that. And then similarly you have to do it. Similarly, you have to write some other function. Okay, what is that? Hill valley. It will take some input and then it will tell like it's true or false. Okay, so all these 3 questions have the same like output type. Like either it should return true or either it should return false. So then after you write these 3 questions, you first, instead of submitting directly, you try to compile and run. Try compile and run. And then if you try compile and run, you can see here there are some public test cases. So public test cases, these are test cases for which you can see the result and you can confirm whether your program is running fine for this test cases. So in this, what they are doing is they are taking your function and giving some input to your function and testing what the output it is giving, what output it is giving. So if they give 6, they expect our output. If they give 6 to your program, the expected output should be true. And here I am running. I have not written the functions properly because the output which is being returned is none. So all the outputs are none. So you can see the status is wrong answer. Like, but if your program is giving true as an output here, it will give right answer. And if your program is running false here, giving false here, it should give uh, false here. Actual output also should be false, and then it should be a right answer. Like that, you should make sure that your program tries to pass all the test cases. Beyond this, there are also some hidden test cases which they will run. Like you cannot see those test cases; those are private test cases. So if your program, if your functions, all the three functions are able to satisfy all those test cases, public and private, then you will be graded accordingly. Okay. So that is how you have to do. Yeah. See, Kavya, you have to go to the NPTEL assignment page, NPTEL page, Swayam portal. In Swayam portal, you go through programming data structures and algorithms using Python. And in week 2, you can click week 2. If you click week 2, you can see here. After the lectures, you can see week 2 quiz, week 2 programming assignment. Okay. So these things I have already explained clearly how to navigate the course page. All these things have been explained last week. So I won't be going through again and again how to open Swayam portal, all these things. You can go and check the last week's video, and you can get idea about how to open the links, how to submit the assignment. And all. So yeah. Aditya will. I will tell you. I will explain. What? But if you are running only one function, then you are able to run Sadar. Yeah, week 1 yeah. I don't know. I have tried. Putting all the three functions, and I have ran this. It was working fine for me. I don't know what you guys are doing wrong. You should just write the functions. You should not write anything else. You should not evaluate any test case. You should not do any examples. You should just write the function. First write the first function, then write the second function, then write the third function. And also see that there are no spelling mistakes in your function. Whatever they have given, the same function name, it should be there. 3 squares means, like, if you are missing s from square, then, like, if there is a slight spelling mistake also, it will give error. Yeah. Okay. Deepak, I have shared the YouTube link. Go and see in the YouTube channel. There will be a video. And these things, basic stuff, I have already explained. So please don't ask how to submit the assignment, how to do this. You can go to the last week's YouTube video, and you can see how to submit the assignment, how to access the course page, how to access the recordings of these sessions. All these things you'll get. Okay. Because I cannot tell to everyone again and again. Hope you understand. Yeah, so we have seen in week 2, we have seen what are the different types. Like we have values and names. So names are like, let's say J is a name, and you can give some value to this name. So let's say J is equals to 5. What happens is J takes the value of 5 and stores this value in it. So if I run J is equals to 5, it will store. So then if you want to see what is the value of J is a name, and what is the value it is holding, then you can simply run print J. You can see J is holding a value of 5. So this is a name and this is the value. Okay. And there are two types of yeah, we are going to discuss about week 2. What are the different things which we discussed? We will try to revise, and I'll also give some questions to you. Based on that, you try to tell me what is the answer. Okay. So J is the name and phi is the value, and you can also take do a lot of operations like this using uh, different names. Like you can define I is equals to, let's say, 5, and J is equals to 2 2 plus I, something like that. 2 plus I. So what happens is J is taking the value of I. J is taking the value of I and adding 2 to it. So you can run it, and then you can print again J. What is J? You can see this value is 7. So there are basically uh, two types of uh, data types which we have seen in this week. One is int, other is float, and there is also a type called string. So string is for text. So we will see that also. In the first lecture, we just went about int and float. So int is, let's say, uh, if your value is having only integers, not any decimal point or something else, only integers, pure integers, then that will be stored as a type int. Let's say here I have defined I is equals to 5. If I want to check what is the type of I can click, I can write this command type of I, and if I run, you can see this is saying int. Let's say if I now define I is equals to some 5.6789, something like this, and then I will also check what is the type of I. I want to check what is the type of I. Then you can see. So here the type of I is float because there is a decimal point here. Yeah.
Sir, please
Yeah.
explain the first question, sir. Please.
Shekhar, you have to pay. You have to be patient because I have 2 hours here. I have to revise everything. Then I will discuss what are the questions in this week. I cannot like straightly tell you the answer. I will not tell you the answer. Don't expect me that I will tell you the answer. I will only tell what is the question, what is the assignment question it is asking you to do, and then I will give you some idea how you can solve it. So please wait. If you don't have time, you can leave it. You can watch the YouTube lecture again. Because I have time, like I cannot just simply explain questions and all, right? Like I have to go through first. Then in the end, I'll explain what are the assignment questions. You will see how you can solve them.
Okay.
So the thing is, why are we having these two different data types for like, let's say we have, like, why are we storing integers as int and why are we storing integers as float is because, so what happens is in computers, we have registers or memory. Like in memory, whatever you write is stored in the form of this zeros and ones. Okay, binary system. In binary, whatever we write, whatever the value we write, 5 or 6 or 7, it is converted to binary system, and then that value is stored in the computer, 0 1 0 1, like that, something. So integers you can directly convert. Like if you have 7, you can, there is a value, particular binary value for that, you can store that in the computer. But when we go for float, what happens is, like, you cannot directly take this value of 5.678, something like it will go on. Sometimes it might go on till infinity. You cannot store this like that. So what we store is like we try to make it like something like this 0.5689 into 10 to the power of 1 or 2, something like that. So 10 to the power of 1. So we store only 5678 and then this value. So because we have to distinguish, right, like this decimal point is different from integers. So in order to make sure that computer understand these things, so we have defined these two things, int and float. Okay. Then we have also strings and other stuff. So you can also like there are various operations we can do for int, like int and float, like division. This is the division operator. Like if I want to divide a number by something, you can do it. If you want to add one number, then you can also do it. 7 plus 3 is equals to 10. Let's say if you want to multiply, that also we can do. 7 into 3 is 8. Sorry. You can see that I did something wrong and it is showing an error. So 8 into 3 is 24. Let's say if you want to find out the remainder when you divide 7 by 2, not the remainder, what is the quotient of this division? So quotient. So 3 is the quotient when I divide 7 by 2. If I want to know what is the remainder when I divide 7 by 2, I do this modulo operator or percentage operator or modulo operator. So 7 percentage 2, if I do, I will get this is the remainder when I divide 7 by 2. So these are different operations you can do with int and float. And we also have like let's say if I want to raise 7 to the power 3 or like some number x to the power y. So we have to do this 7. Let's say I am doing 7 cube. This is 7 cube. Okay, 2 stars you have to write. So this indicates that we are powering the value of 7 with 3. So remember this. So in other programming language, you can like you might be there like in some other programming language. This symbol is used, this caret symbol, but or hat symbol. But here in Python, we use this 2 stars to do power. Okay. So yeah, these are some operations you can do with int and float. Yeah. Yeah. 5.7 E. See, 5.7 is nothing but 5.7 into 10 to the power 1. So that's what it represents. In Python also you can write like that. Yeah. Bhavana and Ayush have any questions? Huh? You want to ask. Yeah. If you have any questions, you can ask. Let's say 1E, if I run, you can see there is some 1E, let's say 1E minus 1 if I write. You can see this is 0.1. It means 1 into 10 to the power of minus 1. Okay. Let's say if I write 1E1, that represents 1 into 10 to the power of 1, which is 10. If I write 1E2, then it represents 100, like that. So this representation is used. Okay. E is nothing but 10 into whatever is something there after that E. Like let's say you have 10 E4, it means 10 into 10 to the power of 4. Like that. So if you have 10 E minus 4, then it means 10 into 10 to the power of minus 4. But yeah, that is something very advanced. But like if you are not familiar with this, don't get anything wrong. Like it's okay. We will learn. Okay. So there are also like different Boolean values also are there, like true and false. So those are also different uh, types which are called bool. So true and false. So if you evaluate a conditional, let's say if I is not equals to j, so it will give an output true or false, something like that. Yeah, yeah. Anti-sign exponent. We learned about float, right? So that's what it is. Yeah. Bhavana, you have a question? You're raising hand.
Yes, sir, I have a question.
Yeah, yeah.
Sir, present we are running our course in Jupyter Portfolio or Anaconda Portfolio, right, sir?
Hmm.
But how can we run our main example?
Oh, your voice is breaking, Bhavana. Can you
Run our main example.
can you ask again?
So first of all, we are running the code in Jupyter, Anaconda, or online compiler like this, right,
Yeah,
sir?
yeah, yeah.
But how can we run in our main exam, sir?
In main exam, like in assignment, how they have given a window, they will give a window. There you can write your function, whatever they have asked you, and there you can run. In the like yeah,
Tell me, sir.
understood.
Sir, but there is no use sir, by running the Jupyter Anaconda like that websites.
Why there is no use? I like how will you write your programs?
Yeah, here without knowing anything, we are running directly in that websites. How can we running our main exam, sir?
Like how do you, like you are learning the programming, you are learning the program, you
Yes,
are like you are writing some program, and where will you run it if you don't have a compiler or an IDE? Uh,
yes, sir.
like Python interpreter, like it is very difficult to go and run in Python interpreter, like in the command terminal. That also, if you want to do, you can do it. But I won't suggest someone starting to directly go to that. But like, how will you run programs? How will you run programming if you are not writing programming? Like, if you are not writing program somewhere and like you are not testing your knowledge.
Yeah, okay, sir. But how we running our main exam? That's my question.
No, Bhavana, like you here we have a window, right? In main exam,
Yeah.
like
Yes.
in main exam also you will have a window. There you have to write your program, type it out,
Okay, sir.
okay? Then you can like similar thing will be there. There will be test
Yeah.
cases, like you have to compile and run, and then you will get the result. Okay. So you can also check there. There will be some hidden test cases that also it has to set, like qualify. So that's what you have to do. In main exam, like obviously you cannot go out of the exam window and they will ask you to download some Python terminal and all those things, right? That will be very difficult.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So there are also like these Boolean operators, which Boolean types, which is true and false. So these can also come as output sometimes. Like if you are some, let's say, uh, evaluating some conditionals. Let's say I am defining uh, Someone has asked any question. So public test cases are something which you can like you can see like if you compile and run, you can see what your program is giving, uh, what your program is giving the output and what is the expected output. If both are matching, then you can see that, like let's say your test cases, like all the public test cases are passed. Okay, test case is nothing but they are just trying to test your program. Private test cases means there might be some like difficult test cases which they might have put behind. Like your program might not, like whatever the program which if you are writing, like if you are not careful enough, you will write the program only for passing a few test cases. Like it might not be able to pass some other test cases which are difficult to write. So that by that way they are trying to test your logic, how you how logical you are. So all these things. So just to do that, they will test you with public and private test cases. So private test cases may be somewhat difficult. So if your code just passes some test cases and it is failing, then it means like your logic is not complete. The way of solving the problem is not complete. That's what it is. Yeah, you can see, I guess. After the due date, you will give the solution also and a private test case also, I guess. Yeah, yeah. So we will see, let's say I want to, I will give you this. So I want to convert from USD to INR. Let's say I have uh, rate of the dollar is, let's say, some 92 rupees. I don't know what is the current value. 92 rupees. And USD. Yeah, USD to INR. To INR. 1 USD is 92 rupees. And let's say I have a number of USD. Let's say if I have, mm, you can say 92.8 or something like this, I'll take. And if I have, let's say, some 32 USD, 32 US dollars I have, and each US dollar is 92.8. And you want to calculate, right? Like what total INR, how much if I do, if I will get after converting. So I will do USD to INR into number of USD. So if I do this operation, total INR, if I, let's say, just multiplying 92.8 into 32, I get some value for INR, right? So what will be that value? So will it be an integer or will it be a float? We are getting some answers. Yeah, float. Yeah. Right, right. The correct answer. So you can see here, you can see here, number of USD is 32. This has an int type, whereas 92.8 is a float. So when I multiply int with a float, it will be whatever the result which you get will be of type float. So in Python, you should not we don't need to worry about like if I can multiply an int with float. In some other programming languages, there are some problems, but in Python you can get rid of all those fears. Like even if you have a int or a float, it is not necessary. So you can do the operations freely. Okay. Let's say uh, if I want, let's say if I want to find out uh, how many 500 nodes would I need? Same method. Uh, I don't understand what is the same method. I didn't understand. Let's say after you get this amount, obviously you need some currency, right? So you will need some 100 nodes, let's say 500 nodes. Some something you like. You will need lot of currency like cash. So different currency notes you would require. So like if you want to know how many 500 nodes you would be required, like how many 500 nodes plus let's say something extra which can be used, which can be given in the form of some other nodes, uh, like 100, 50 or 10 or like some coins maybe. So if you want to know how many 500 nodes are required, what will you do? Like you have the total value of INR you will get. Let's say you are like you have earned some money in US and you came to India and you have converted and you will get this much INR. So uh, total INR you will get is something. So in this INR, like if you just want your money in 500 notes, so what operation or what kind of operation you should do to find out how many 500 notes would be required? How many 500 notes would be required to take your money? Obviously some 500, like maximum number of 500 notes will be there plus some other currencies like 100, 200, 100, 200 or 50, something like that. How will you get, anybody has any idea how will you get? So you have number of 50, number of 500, number of 500 notes, number of 500 notes, or you can say, yeah, notes required. I am just writing notes required, which means 500. So you have total INR. So what operation should you should do on this? Let's see who has yeah. So you can just you should not count INR 500. Oh, okay. You can just use this reminder operator, right? Like you can just use reminder divided by 500. It means 500 into 500 into something, 500 into number of notes, whatever you get, plus something, which is the reminder. Reminder is something which we don't like. These many if you do this, you will get the number of nodes, 500 nodes required. Okay. So these are all the things which you should learn as a part of quantitative aptitude or something else. You can see if you run this, you will get something. There is an error. Yeah, number of nodes required. If I do mistakes like spelling mistakes like this, I'll get. So you will require 500 nodes. So the total INR is how much? So I have 2969. So I will be, if I have 500 nodes, I'll get 2500 plus 469 rupees. I have to get in some form of other uh, currency, like maybe 200, 100 or 50, something like that. Yeah. So like this, how we can use you can brush up your programming skills. So also you can brush up your aptitude skills. So if you want to find out what is the reminder of the money which you get after doing this, if I do print reminder, and see this is the reminder of money which I will get after getting 500 notes. This much money I will get remaining in form of some other currency. So like this, you can use this modulo operator, percentage operator. Also, like you have to remember that these are also existing and you can use them properly. So using this, like you have to get an idea that I have to use this operator here and I have to use this operator there. So that's when you will be able to do properly in your yeah, Sriram, you are exactly correct. Yeah, yeah, Bhim Shankar, if you do INR by 500, you will get 5 point something like that. So you will not get how exactly what is the like value of 5. So you will get 5 point something like that. So if you just directly do take two double slashes INR double slash INR double slash 500, you will get exactly the value of number of currency notes which are required. So then we also learned about strings. Let's see an example. If let's say I have something called user and the name of the user is let's say Madhavan. So and if now uh, I want to make the first letter of this word, first letter of this string as capital. So what should I do here? So how can I make the first letter of this string capital? Like instead of small m, I want capital M here. So what should I do?
Use of U case.
Hmm? Use user
Use of uppercase function. Use U case.
user
Uppercase function. U
uppercase
case.
function u case, but will it like completely change the string, right? Like it will completely convert it into
Yeah.
I just want m to be capitalized, not everything.
User dot capitalize.
User dot capitalize. User dot capitalize. Let's see. What is this? There is no. Is there a function? So you have learned some other programming language or what? User dot capitalize. Okay. Let's try all your. There is no attribute capitalize. You guys are giving. Oh yes, correct answer. Yeah, very good. Yeah, yeah. Rahul, you have something. Upper. Sriram, yours is also correct. Yeah. You. This is also one way. User is equals to m plus user one all. Ah, Dilavis, whatever you have said, this is the wrong answer because we cannot capitalize the index 0 by m. So I was looking for this answer. So in strings, we cannot change anything. So user of index 0 is equals to you want to change this, right? You want to change this capital. See, you cannot do it. So because strings are immutable, strings cannot be changed. Strings cannot be changed like this. So this is not a in list you can do this thing. In list, if you have a list, then you can do this. Lists are mutable, but strings are not mutable. So by doing this extraction and assigning, this is not possible in strings. So that's what you can do. So this is one way, user dot capitalize, and as Madhavan said, right? Somebody said, Raghavan, somebody said, this is also one way. So user fixed. By doing this also, we can do. So this is one way. If you don't know this function that it exists, then you can directly use this. Some other answers also we got. What was that? Yeah, print m dot capitalize. What is m? User 0 dot uppercase plus Rahul. Let's see what your P. There is some so string that doesn't have this. You cannot use. There is no function as this in Python. So you guys have learned this somewhere. I think capitalize is a function, but this is not one. You can see the error here. Yeah. And let's say you have some. You can also do concatenation of strings. So concatenation is if you have some string, let's say m is a string and user one to all or one colon means like from first index to all the things, which is AHA, ADHA, VAN. So you can see here, we are adding M with this string. So we are adding two strings together. That is known as concatenation. Let's say you have something like this. We have a URL of IITM, something like this, IITM plus some user. I can also do this and see, you can see this, both the strings would have been combined, and you can like that we can do. So we can do this concatenation. Yeah. This is called concatenation, joining two words or joining two sentences, whatever it may be. Uh, there are like lot of these operations which we can do with strings, and this is mainly used in word processing. Like you can, whatever we use, like Microsoft Word, or like in backend, these kind of things will be happening when we are just using the user interface, or if you are using Google or something. Yes, joining two or more strings, all these things you can do. So strings are used for this case, and then we also went with this next module, or the next lecture, we went into lists. So in lists there are some traps which we can fall, like let's say if I have a list, okay, I have a list milk and eggs, okay, and I am taking this list and I am assigning my list to you roommate list, okay, and then what I'll do, I'll take this roommate list, and I am doing append. Append means when append is something like in list, this operation called append is something like you add something to the list at the back of the list, okay. You will add, let's say milk and x is all like milk and x, milk and x is there in my roommate list now, and I want to add cookies to that list. So I will use this operation append. So you write like this, dot append, and whatever you want to append, you will write like this, because you want to append a string, you will write like this. Then after that, if I print roommate list, so I will get, yeah, spelling is wrong. So you can see I have added this cookies to my list of roommates, right? So now if I print my list, what will be my output? If I print my list, what will be my output? So yeah. Tell me what milk eggs, right? Milk eggs. Somebody has answered milk eggs. My out Hasini is answering milk eggs. So milk eggs will be my output. Hasini is saying. Okay. Akila is also saying milk eggs. Yeah. Sriram is saying milk eggs and cookies. Yeah. Yeah. Milk egg cookies. Bhavesh Chaudhary is saying. So Jainarayan is saying that's why list is mutable. Deepak Sai is also saying milk egg cookies. Okay. So let's print and see what I have not added cookies to my list. I have added only cookies to roommate list, right? So I like it should not change, right? My list should have only milk and eggs. Let's see if I'll run and see. Oh, cookies has also come in my list. So this is the thing. List, whenever you assign a uh, you assign an already existing list to this list, what happens is whenever you change the other list, or whenever you change the other list, also the first list will also get changed. So this is the problem called mutation problem. So uh, that's why we have to be very careful about this. So this happens in list because, so whenever you define a list, okay, whenever you define a list, let's say your computer has some memory, like let's say for milk x, one box is there, okay, in your computer's memory, one box is there, milk x, okay. So uh, after you assign roommate list to the uh, after you assign my list to roommate list, what happens is roommate list, the name roommate list also points to that box only. So the thing is, I am not copying milk x and I am storing it in another box. I am using a different name to see or identify the same box. So if I change something in that box, it will reflect in both the names. So this is what happens in list. So their memory location will be same. Like when you copy, it will not create another memory location. It will be the same memory location. So yes, if you delete something from the roommate list, it will reflect. If you delete something from my list, it will reflect in roommate list also. That's what I am saying, Akila. Let's give me some time. I will write you and show. Yeah. No, there is no pop function here. See, first you define my list. What is my list? Remove function is there. You can use the remove function. My list. In my list, I have defined milk and eggs. So what happens is this my list. When I assign these two things, uh, when I assign this list to my list, it will take in computer's memory. Let's say there are some compartments. It might be like a lot of compartments. This is the memory of the computer. Or register, you can say. This is random. This is your RAM. Okay. So what happens is, let's say when I assign my list milk and eggs, it will go to one compartment and these things will get stored. So this compartment is when I call my list, it will go to the compartment and it will show, okay, these are the things present in my memory. Okay. When I do this roommate list, lists are data types actually. You cannot set pointer. Yeah, we'll get there. First, let's explain this, guys. That is like a very advanced concept for now, Sriram. Deep, shallow copy. You will get there if you go forward through the course. But I'll just yeah. We'll see, Bhavesh. So what happens is, let's say roommate list is there, and I'm assigning my list to the roommate list. So what the computer will do is, it will take this roommate list and it will show to this compartment only. So because of this, if I change something in roommate list, if I add cookies here, if I add cookies here in this compartment, so if I change something in roommate list, it will also appear in my list. Okay. So if something had been done in such a way that when I assigned my list to roommate list, if roommate list was like gone to some other compartment in the memory, like my list, milk and eggs. Here, if it had gone to some other compartment in the memory, if I had changed here, this is roommate list. If I had changed here, it would not have appeared in my list. But because Python does this, this is like showing the same compartment. Because of this, if I change the roommate list, it will also appear in my list. Okay. See, this is I'm just explaining for general purpose. Like this, like it will not be shared like this. This is not like I'm just for explaining reasons. I'm explaining that like there will be some compartments and all, but there is like a lot of deeper things into this. But this is a simple way to explain. Like bins, there are different bins. So hope you understood. That's why if I change roommate list, my list is also getting updated. Okay. If I do, like now you wanted to know how, yeah, can you see the screen for it? Hope you can see the screen. Yes, okay. So that's how we can do. We have to be careful about we have to be careful of this. So you can learn various things by doing these mistakes actually. Somebody asked, right? What if I want to give us different compartment? Then you can do this. Like you can simply use this copy. So now I will run this again. So now I have, I will run this again and let's see uh, uh, what is there. And I will restart the kernel. Probably. So now you can see I have done the same thing, but I have used this extra thing, dot copy. You can see roommate list dot append. I have appended roommate list with cookies. And if I have, like, I am printing roommate list, now I can see milk, eggs, and cookies. So if I print now my list, what will be the output? Can anybody guess? Common name, same item to. So that will create different memories. So what will be the output here if I print my list now? Yeah, only milk and eggs, milk and eggs. Yeah. Asini, you are wrong. Milk, eggs, cookies is not right. Like, I will run. You can see. Now I am getting milk and eggs. So what happened? Now I'm using this. When I'm using this attribute dot copy, what it is doing this, or function dot copy, what it is doing is taking my list and creating a copy of it and assigning to roommate list. So what it does is it will create another compartment in which milk and eggs has some other compartment. Like roommate list has some other compartment now. So they are not sharing the same compartment. So this is called as uh, this is called as deep copy. Actually, this is called deep copy. Whatever we did earlier without using this function dot copy, that was shallow copying. When you do shallow copying, if you change one list, every other thing will be changed in the other list also. So when you do deep copy, it will go to a different compartment, and two lists will be stored in different compartments. So if you change one, the other will not change. So that's what is like. You have to be careful about doing these operations. So don't. Yeah, it is recorded, Aaron. So it is recorded. The session is being recorded. You can go and watch it on YouTube. Yeah. So that is what deep copy and shallow copy is. Like, if you don't want this, if you are changing roommate list, and if you don't want your my list to get changed, you use this function dot copy and make sure that my list doesn't go through the same change I am doing with roommate list. Okay. So this is a very careful thing which we have to be cognizant about when dealing with lists. Okay. Or you can also instead of using this dot copy function, you can also use this slice. You can also use this. By doing this also, like, I'm doing is, like, I'm taking all the values of this is called slicing operation, right? So basically I'm just using colon, means like all the elements of the list. So now this will be assigned to a different memory location. So if I run this, and if you check again my list, see, you get roommate list is updated, but this is not updated. So dot copy also you can use, or this bracket, this slicing operation also you can use. Full slice. This is called full slice. This also you can use to do the deep copy. So deep copy means you are creating another container for the roommate list, and you are not, like, pointing to the same container as we do in the shallow copy. Okay. So this is the careful thing be about. Yeah, this is okay if I want to keep different compartments for only one list. Okay. Yeah, you can do whatever you want. Like, that depends on your requirement, Bhavesh. If your requirement wants, like, whatever the program or like whatever something which you are writing, if it demands separate compartments, like you can do that. But this compartment thing which I'm explaining is like it is a very simple way of explaining how memory gets stored and all these things. But this is not exactly how it gets stored. There are a lot of different things. There are transistors. Transistors just have zeros and ones. Like whatever you write, gets converted to zeros and ones, and those zeros and ones get stored. All these things. That depends on your computer, Deepak. So like if you go through like some other courses like which tell you about how memory gets saved in computer and all those things, so that is a different subject altogether. Okay, whatever you write in computers, that is like basically converted into zeros and ones. So if you have learned about transistors in your 12th, you might have learned that either it will have on or either it will have off. So off means zero and on means one. So like that, these logic gates, everything. So like that, whatever we write, the data which we store is stored in the form of zeros and ones. Okay, that is a different concept altogether. Now, like we will not look at it for now. So then we went into we went into like how to define functions and what are like uh, and also control flow. So how we can use the for loop and the while loop in the next next module or the lecture 4, I guess, lecture 4. So and lecture 5 in lecture 5 we have seen how to define functions. Yeah. So now you can see, like, let's say if I want to define a function to get the factorial of a number. Like if I have, let's say, n, I want to do n factorial. So for that, this is a very simple function. You can see the same function is calling itself. So we will learn more about these things when we go to recursion and all those stuff. But yeah, so here you can see there is something called if conditional. So if condition is there, so what happens is whenever I give a number to this function, it will check if the number is less than or equal to 0. So if n is less than or equal to 0, because the factorial doesn't exist for negative numbers, and 0 factorial is 1. So whenever you give some negative number or like 0, then it will return 1. So this function will return 1. If it is not 0 or less than 0, it will take n into factorial of n minus 1. So that's what it is, right? Like n factorial is equals to, you can write it as n into n minus 1 factorial, or you can write it as n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 factorial, like that. So you can go on like that's what the recursion operation will go on. Will be going on like that. So you can see that this condition has to be tested first. If the condition is, let's say, if n is less than or equal to 0, like if the condition is true, then it will return 1. If the condition is not true, then it will return something else, which we have given here. So this is a use of condition when we write some program. So and this is also like how we define functions. So you will write this keyword called def. Then you give a space and you will write the name of the function. The name of the function is factorial, and in this small brackets you will give the arguments which are required for the function. So I am like, let's say you want to evaluate the factorial of n. So because I am just giving it a name, so I am just giving it as n. So and then you below that you give some indent. So you can see that there is a gap between, there is a gap here. So this space is called indentation. It is very important in Python. Otherwise, Python will not know if these lines of code will belong to this function or not. If you don't give this indent, it will it will not take it as the part of the function. So and also you can see in the condition also, we have given indent. So if this condition is satisfied, we have to return one. If I have not given this indent, it doesn't take like uh, take this like this line return one will not take the value of whatever the condition is satisfied or not satisfied. It will not take care of that. Only if you give this indentation, it will take care of the condition and will return. So we have to be careful of that. So now you can see like the next return line, there is no indentation because uh, it doesn't depend on this condition. N is not n is less than or equal to 0. So this condition is not dependent on this function, not dependent on this condition. So indentation is very important when you give, when you write functions, when you write a for loop, when you write while loop, and when you have these conditionals, if conditionals like if condition or like let's say some other like elif or else, whatever the conditions which you have, indentation is very important. Okay, so let's run this. If I have defined this factorial, and now if I have factorial 5, I will get 120. 5 plus 5 into 4 is 20, 20 into 3 is 60, 60 into 2 is 120. And 20 into 120 into 1 is just 120. So like that, I have defined a function using conditional and also the definition of a function. And I can use this function like n number of times. Like I don't need to write the code for factorial again and again, right? Like these lines again and again, I should like I don't need to write. So if I want to find out factorial of a function, I'll just call this function and enter the value, and I will run. Now you can see like it has given some very huge number. So right. So function is something when you define, like if you define a function, you can use it for any n number of times, like how much ever times you want in your code by calling it and again. Once try with a negative number. If you try with negative number, it will just give one. So because we have defined the condition right here. If I try with a negative number, it will give one. Although this is not meaningful, but it will just give as one point number. It will be 5.3, something like that. I don't think it will expect. Oh yeah, it is giving some value, but we have to we have to give another condition here. So we have to test. We have to give another condition that whatever which we give, whatever which we give should be of integer type. Then only it should proceed. My force 20, 23, 60. But yeah, this is good. I have also overlooked this, but if type of n float, oh, sorry. or in just yeah, I'm coming. Yeah, we have given negative point. If you straight away give negative point, it will straight away give one. Uh, let's check. Like I will just return. Yeah. So I have defined one extra condition here. So it will check if it is a float. So if it is a float, it will return false. Or you can also write some statement here. Like I can also write print the given number is a floating point, or like a decimal, is a decimal, something like this. So if I give 5.5, it will give correct answer. If I give the given number is a decimal. So you can write some like extra condition. Yeah. So something, so like somebody picked it uh, very nicely, but who was, yeah, Deepak Sai, very good. So I also missed this, but yeah, like this thing, like these are the like you should be careful of all the conditions. Like you should be careful of all the inputs that will go into your function, and that is the good thing which you have done, Deepak Sai. So whenever we do this, like whatever I said, right? Like there are some hidden test cases. So if they ask you to write the function of factorial, and if there are some hidden test cases which are evaluating for point numbers, then it will give some answer. Then your function like that answer will be wrong. So so this is a good thing to be careful about. If I give negative integer, negative decimal point also, it will give this that this is a decimal. Same output we will get. Yeah. So in this function, whenever I get a whenever I give some number to it, let's say 5. If I am giving, it will first check if the type of that if the type of that given uh, number is integer or float. Like if this is float, then it will directly say the given number is a decimal. If if it is like less than or equal to 0, it will return 1. Okay. Or I can like make a separate condition for like less than 0 also. If n is less than 0, I can say return the number is a negative number. That condition also I can write. But yeah, for time being I'm not writing it. Then if these two conditions are false, then it will go to this. So here you can see it is doing the same thing n into n into factorial n minus 1. So, and I have to be very careful about this thing because I cannot give a separate condition for less than 0, because when you go to when you go to 1 into 1 minus 1 factorial, yeah, and then you go 0 factorial you will get, and then you get 0 into 0 minus 1 factorial. So it will go till there, right? So you have to give the value of 1 for negative numbers also. So apparently that's what we should give. So, and there is also one other, like there are also a lot of other things which I'm missing here, conditions. Like I am telling that this is an decimal, but what if I give 5.0? So what if I give 5.0, then it will return that the given number is a decimal, which is false, right? Like although I have written 5 as 5.0, it should make this as an it should make this as integer and then evaluate it and give me 120. So you think about how you can change 5.0 to an int in this function and take care of that problem. You can do it as an exercise. You can add some condition. If you don't give an any value, I think it will return none or something like that. Or factorial. No argument. You have to give the argument, because the function has an argument, so it will ask for an argument. Otherwise, it will give a error. So it is showing that there is an argument which is missing. So you have to give an value. You can also define a function without arguments. That is also there. So we will see, like in future, whenever we get that. Yeah, if you give 0, what is there? If you give 0, you will get the value of 1. Because we have given the condition, right? If n is less than or equal to 0, you will get 1. If you keep the number 1 by 27, it will give that this is a decimal or a floating point number, something. Because 1 by 27 is floating point representing. The given number is a decimal. So that's what you get. Okay. Okay. So, and there are like let's test this one. This also we have seen in our code. Like let's say I have n is equals to 5 and I'm defining this function change v x. Okay, and I will evaluate change me at x is equals to 2 and I'll print the value, and I'll print the value. So I'm getting this value as 20. Now if I print n, what will be the value of n? If I print n, what will be the value of n? N is 5. Avin? Anybody else? Like if I print the value of n, what will be the value of n in this case? If I change n here, because I'm changing n is equals to 10 here, right? After I evaluate the function and I printed the value of the function, that is a different case. Now, what will be the value of my variable n? No other answer. Okay. Okay. Sri Ram is also saying 5. Yeah, Deepak is also saying 5. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Jai Narayan is saying 20. Okay. Let's see what is the why it will be 20. I don't understand because I am saying n is equals to 10 and I have not done anything, right? So why it will be 20? Either it will be 10 or either it will be 5. So that's what it should be. Let's see what it is. So n is equals to 5 because whenever I use something in a function, that will stay in the function itself. It will not go outside. So as soon as you evaluate the function, you will return only this value x into n. No other variables will be stored here. Okay, you will not have anything else which will be stored. Okay, so whatever happens in the function stays in the function. Whatever happens in the function stays in the function. Only thing which will get out of the function is whatever which we are returning. Okay, so we are returning x into n. The value of x into n is will be returned by the function and nothing else. Nothing else. The program will not remember anything else apart from that. So interpreter will not remember anything else apart from what we return from the function. Okay. So that's why whatever we have put n is equals to 5 will this is called a global variable. So because this is defined globally and this is a local variable of the function. So the scope of this variable n is equals to 10 is just the function itself. It will not go outside. That's why the value of n will remain as 5. Let's say if I don't, if I have not defined the n is equals to 5, and if I run here, let's say now if I print n, let's see what it will print. It is printing 5. Let's restart it. Restart, and now if I run n, now you can see that it is saying that name n is not defined because the like this as I have said, whatever this assignment has been done, it is in the function itself. After it evaluates, it only returns the value what we have defined. So it now Python, the interpreter will not remember what was the value of n because it has gone with the function evaluation itself. Only the return value is being remembered. Okay, so that's why it will throw you this error. So let's say if you want to like find out the like if you want to get the value of n also, then you have to write then you have to give n also as an output along with x into n. So now if you print, you can see that it will print 20 comma 10. So 20 is the value of x into n and n is the value of 10 is the value of n. So whatever, so this is the thing which we have to be careful about when we are writing functions. If we want to infer something from the function, we should make sure that the function return all those things at the end of evaluation. If you don't write in return like after return whatever you want to get out of the function, it will not be seen again. So you have to clearly write what your function should return after the evaluation. So this is something which like is interesting in that and to be careful about. Okay. 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 We have some 5 minutes, 10 minutes left, I guess. We'll just see you'll just see the three questions which we have. In the week 2 quiz, we had three questions, right? So in the quiz of the week 2 programming assignments, we have to we had these three functions which we had to write. First function was three squares, and let's say some we have to write some thing, and then you have to return either it is like a true or false. True or false. So the output should be true or false. I'm just giving a comment here. Like you should not write like this. So let's say whatever the number, whatever. Let's say you have two. You can write it as 0 square plus 1 square plus 1 square. So it can be written as sum of three squares. Okay, but you cannot do the same with 7. Like you cannot uh, you cannot write 7 as sum of three perfect squares. It is not possible at all. Let's say if you have 6, you can do that with 6 also. 6 you can write as 1 square plus 1 square plus 2 square. So 6 can be written like this. But there should be some logic to it, right? Like if I want to run a program and check if my function is like satisfying the condition of sum of three squares or not, there should be some logic. So that's why this uh, legendary squares uh, uh, legendary three square theorem is there. So let's say if you have a number m, if you have a number m, if you can write the number as 4 into 4 power a plus 8 into b plus 7. If your number can be written like this, then it means that m is not m cannot be expressed as sum of three squares. It means m cannot be expressed as sum of three squares. So whatever the number which you have, whatever the number which you are giving, you have to check if your number m can be represented as this number or not. Okay. That is our goal here. So we have to check. First thing we have to check is somebody is asking something. What is A and B? I'll tell you. Yeah. Let's say you have 7. Okay. If you have 7, I can write it as 4 power 0, 8 into 0 plus 7, right? If I do this, what will I get? 7. So A and B in this case, are 0. For 7, A and B are 0. So what if we take a negative sign in between 8B and 7? 8B and 7, no, I don't think that theorem will satisfy. Legendary square theorem, uh, it should be this, okay? 4A plus 8B plus 7. This is the theorem. If your number can be represented like this, then it cannot be expressed as a sum of 3 squares, okay? So here A and B have to be positive only, like A and B, they have to be non-negative. A and B have to be non-negative only. A and B have to be non-negative. But how can you check? Like there is a formula, like, but how can you check if your number can be written like this or not? So first you can check. First, whatever the first thing you have to make sure is that whatever the m which you are giving, it should not be a negative number. It should not be less than 0. If this is less than 0, like it cannot be represented sum of squares, right? Like that is an obvious case. Like if m is less than 0, your program should return, like obviously it should return false. So it cannot be, like, a negative number cannot be represented as sum of 3 squares. Like that is like a trivial thing. Like I don't need to tell anything about it. It is a satisfy, like it should satisfy that. So it should return false. Then after that, if it is a positive number, then after that, if I have to, I have to remove all factors of 4. So if my m is greater than 0, I have to remove all factors of, like, and if you divide m, if you divide m with 4, uh, it should, if m is greater than 0, and if you divide m with 4, the remainder should be 0. If both these conditions are satisfied, then you have to remove all the factors, remove all the factors of 4, remove all the factors 4 from this number, remove all the factors of 4 from the number m. You have to write the code for that. I don't know how you will write. You have to write. Remove all the factors of 4. Then, after removing all the factors of 4, you will be left with this, right? 8b plus 7. You will be left with 8b plus 7. So 4 power a you have removed. 8b plus 7, you will be, then what, after removing the factors of 4, you have to check if when you divide this number 8b plus 7, when you divide, like whatever the number you get after removing all the factors of 4, you have to check if I divide this with 7, if I divide it with 8, if I divide m, now my m is 8b plus 4. If I divide it with 8, if I'm getting the remainder 7, then my function should give me a value of false. If this is not giving the value of 7, if the remainder is not 7, then my function should give you a value of true. If this is giving a value of remainder of 7, if m modulo 8, and if I'm getting the remainder 7, it means that my number can be expressed in this form: 4 power a plus 8b plus 7. If I'm not getting the remainder 7 means it cannot be represented in this form, which means the number can be expressed as sum of 3 squares. Okay, so you have to write the function like this. So these are like, I'm directly telling you how to go, how to follow the logic, but you can see like how to write this code in the function and evaluate it. That is up to you. Like, you have to write the code, but this is what you have to do. If you do this, then your program will run fine and you will get the result. Yeah. And this is the first question. Then the next question is like, you have to check repetition in a list. That is like very easy. Like, you have to go through each element. Like, if you know this logic, like if you hold this element and check, let's say if I have SHABBIR, this is a string I have. Sorry. This is a string I have, and these two things are also not required. I have a string like this. I will hold this and I'll check if yes is equals to h, if yes is equals to a, if yes is equals to b again, I, r. Then you hold h and you check with a, b, I, r. Like that you can do, or you can also use some different logic and write the function. So that is the repetition check code. You can write a function for that. Like not a difficult task. So then we have the hill valley, right? The third question, hill valley. So like you uh, will have a list. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, like this. Obviously here it is increasing and then it is decreasing. So that this is a hill. So the first thing we have to be very careful about is like, if the length of the list is less than 3, it should return false, because you cannot evaluate if this is a hill or if this is uh, at least there should be it should be at least there should be 3 numbers, right? It should be 3 numbers. It should return false. Yeah. If the letter repeats itself, it should return false. That's what the function has to do. So here you can first calculate the slopes. Okay, so you can do, so like you can define a empty list called slope, and what you can do is take the take the I plus 1th digit and do minus to I plus L of I plus 1 minus L of I, and do this for all the numbers. You will get the slopes. Okay, you will get to know. From here you can see the difference between 2 minus 1 is 1, 3 minus 2 is 2, 3 minus 2 is 1, and 3 minus 4 is 1, and 5 minus 4 is 1. And here you can see it goes to minus 3 minus 4, 2 minus 3, and minus 1. So now you can see here, like this you can get the slopes. Okay. So then after that, you have to you have to take all the duplicates out. Okay, you have to take all, after you calculate the slopes, you have to take all the duplicates out, which means if n is repeating 4 times, I should take only one time. Sorry, positive one is repeating 4 times, I should take only one time. And if it is like if negative one is repeating 3 times, I should take negative one only one time. So like that, I should do. So if it is like these things like this, you can write like if this is 1 and minus 1, then you can say it is hill. And if it is like minus 1 and 1, then it is a valley, because first it is decreasing, then it is increasing. And you can evaluate this for both these cases, it should be true. If something else happens, then it should be false. Like if you are getting only one, or if you are getting only uh, uh, only minus one, then it should be false. Okay, that's how you can get some logical thinking by doing these programs. You can write it, and then you can get, then you'll get more. Yeah, some some tips, but like there are also some other things I have missed out. You have to be very careful about those things also. Like while writing the program, when you check for different cases, if you are getting the error, then you will find out like what is wrong with your code. Like you can here you have I will share the computer screen again. So here you have this test case, right? Like which is a peculiar test case. This ninth case in which it is like uh, increasing here, then it is decreasing, and then it is increasing again. So for this, like you have to be careful about like you have to write some other condition. I have not explained how to write that. So all these things you have to be careful about. And like you write the functions in your Anaconda terminal, or like are you like if you are using some other IDE, PyCharm or something else, Jupyter Notebook or PyCharm or some other thing, Spider, lot of different IDEs are available. Like whatever you are using, you write your functions, and then you test your function for all these test cases, see if this is getting satisfied, and then you submit them here. Okay, try only by trial and error we can learn. We have to make a lot of mistakes. Only by making mistakes we can learn. So one thing which I have learned while I was learning programming, still I make mistakes, lot of mistakes, like while I do programming, and it is very human. Uh, by doing only mistakes, we learn. Don't expect your code to run in the first go. Like you will make a lot of mistakes, and slowly you will learn how to make it perfect. And it is like a never ending process. So it will, like, even if you go there are separate teams which are like sitting in software industry for just for testing. Like they have various protocols, like you have to do this, separate teams just for testing. So you can understand how uh, we as humans are prone to errors. So even AI does errors while it runs like while it gives codes, because AI is also trained on human data. It is not like uh, something which it is like getting something new. It is also learned from human data. So uh, I wish you the best. You submit those assignments. Tomorrow is the last date. I think today is the last date for the first assignment also. Submit all of them, and like try to do everything on your own. That is what I would suggest. Watch all the lectures, try to write the code on your own. If you're not understanding, go back to the lecture, watch again, and if you want to learn more, like you can run whatever the examples which are explained in the lectures also. Those also you can do. Learn those and try to get every aspect and make errors and learn to try to learn every aspect of uh, modules which are covered here. Then it will be easy for you to go forward, right? Whatever which we are learning will be useful in the next week. If you are like skipping, like saying okay, I know it, uh, then you will not be perfect and you will get doubts in the future sessions or the future weeks. When we Yeah, tomorrow is the last date for assignment submission. So tomorrow we yeah, I think after maybe day after tomorrow you will get your marks, I guess. After the window gets closed, in a day you will get solutions also and your marks also. Okay, we'll end it here today. We are also like uh, out of time. Okay, okay. Thank you guys for joining. Hope you had some learning from this session. Next week we will try to improve more and get like make things very interactive, like how we did. Like I'll ask you questions and you will answer, and based on that's how we have to learn. Uh, we'll make things more interactive. Okay. Good night. Have a nice day. Bye. 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 Thank you. Thank you.